And I'm joined in the studio now by Wassim Nasr of France 24 for more on this. Tell us, first of all, who is behind this report that's
Well,
just come
actually,
out?
it's a consortium, as you said, of researchers, academic, journalists from 4 countries, from Western countries, from Canada, from France, from Switzerland, and from Australia. And they are part of Open Facto, which is a no-zint consortium, meaning that they make investigations according or based on open sources. So it's a wrap-up of what was done by Wagner since a year in Mali, concentrating on human rights abuses, of course, so things that we talked about here at France 24 or other French outlets, and even things that got investigated by the United Nations or independent NGOs since a year.
Okay. Give us an idea, background. Have Wagner made any real impact on jihadi activities in Mali?
Well, actually, I wouldn't say they didn't make an impact, but they rather had a positive impact on jihadi activity in Mali. They didn't have an impact which is positive for the Malian population, but was positive for the jihadis themselves. And if we can look, we can see on a map. It's the map of the deployment of Wagner operatives. Here we see all the towns in red are the bases of Wagner. All the dots that we see in orange are the areas of where they conducted the operations, and we see, as you see, the explosions on the map with the dates, the latest battles that occurred either between jihadis themselves, meaning Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State, the latest being in Daki on the 12th of November, or attacks that were conducted against Malian military, as in Tessit twice this year, or even all the way to Kati, Bamako, where Al-Qaeda attacked the barracks of the Malian army and the heart of the power of Bamako back in the 22nd of July, meaning that Wagner, because of their conduct on the ground, gave more space actually to jihadi groups. They improved, between brackets, their recruitments, and they maximized the scope of their activity over the last year, all the way to going into battle amongst themselves for the control of some areas, as Menaka, where Al-Qaeda wasn't present at all, but today they are present in order to fight the Islamic State.
Okay, so that's Wagner and the jihadists. What about ordinary Malian people living in the areas where Wagner are operating?
Where ordinary Malians are paying the highest price because of the absence of air support or air cover that was done by French forces, or even at some point by United Nations forces. Jihadi forces are roaming freely in many areas in Mali, and maybe we can see a video of the aftermath of a fight between Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State, and we see that they are not afraid of air power, which is inexistent today. And we might also have to notice that this is the video that I was talking about, and we have to have, if we talk about civilian casualties, we are 1,992 casualties since October 2021 to October 2022, and from January up to October 2022 we are at 1,872 casualties. And maybe you can just see a map of the latest massacres that were conducted in the center of Mali, and we can see that the impact was negative on the population, positive for the jihadis.
Okay, well, Wassim, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for that look at the background to the nearly year-long Wagner operations in Mali.